Most geckos can make their tails fall off to escape danger. Geckos don't have eyelids, so they lick their eyeballs to keep them clean. Many geckos can blend into their surroundings to avoid being eaten. Geckos have tiny bristles on their toes to help them stick to almost every surface. There are more than 1,000 different species of geckos in the world.
Hey Jammers, Eric from AJHQ here. We love
Jammers, I'm Gabby Wild. I'm a wildlife conservationist and a veterinarian. That means I get to travel all over the world, saving the craziest of animals, from giraffes to rhinos to elephants to horses like Boo here, to little dogs to cats, to, did I say giraffes? Did I say leopards? Did I say jaguars? Tigers? All of it, the whole gamut, from feathery parrots to fluffy lions to everything you can imagine, from the slobbery to the slimy to the feathery and the furry. That's what I do. When they're sick, I'm the doctor you call on. But also, because I'm a wildlife conservationist, that means I also will go and protect their homes from any destruction, such as from poaching, from environmental disturbances, all of it. So if you guys have any questions, don't forget to shoot me a line on the Q&A and ask any questions you have about animals. Also, check out some of my tools in the veterinary clinic so that you can learn a little bit about becoming a veterinarian yourself. Anything you guys need, don't forget to check me out. Again, it's Gabby Wild. Stay wild and play wild, Jammers. Hey Jammers, it's Gabby Wild, your wildlife conservationist and veterinarian, here with my mare, Bucephalus, but we call her Boo Boo for short. Boo is going to demonstrate to us what a veterinarian uses. This is like the staple for what we do. It's called the stethoscope. So as you guys know, you might go to the doctor and the doctor will put the stethoscope on your heart, move it all around, all over here. What the doctor is doing is he's measuring your heart rate and your respiratory rate. So we do the same exact thing for animals. The way the stethoscope works is that we have a bell and a diaphragm. On my stethoscope, we have this specialized cardiac one, so we can listen to hearts really well. And we put this diaphragm and it amplifies sound, and that sound goes through the tubes and into my ears. So this is exactly what we do for the animals. In addition, a stethoscope is used not only to hear the heart, because we might want to hear murmurs, might want to hear if there's some abnormal fluid, if there's actually a tissue, if there's some mass in there, but we also want to hear the lungs. Again, there might be fluid in the lungs, there might be issues with the trachea, which is also part of the windpipe that you utilize in order to breathe. So the whole nasal passage, we can use this beautiful instrument, our stethoscope, to see exactly what's going on. Not always exact, but get an idea of what might be happening. So examples, if we're listening to the lungs and suddenly it sounds really muffled, that might mean that there's fluid in the lungs. That might mean there's a tissue opacity in the lungs that's occluding our ability to hear very well. So we listen to all lung fields. In the lungs, we have a right, a cranial, caudal lung lobe, and also an accessory lobe. And then in the left lung field, we have a cranial and a caudal lung lobe. Horse lungs, as with all animals, are unique and different. If you looked at the horse lung and you took them out, they actually don't have as many fissures as you would see in like a human or a pig or a dog. So they're all unique, and every single species has their little permutations that make them so beautiful and makes being a veterinarian so much fun, because you've got to know what's different about everybody. But not only can we listen to the lungs and the heart using our stethoscope, we also use it a lot with horses to hear their GI sounds, their gastrointestinal sounds, or gut. Why do we do so? We do it with a lot of other animals too, but especially horses, because their guts are really, really sensitive, and they tend to do something that we call colic. And there are many reasons why colics occur, and I will go through colic with you guys in another blog and another video post. But that's another thing that we can do. We can listen to if the guts are working really well, if they're grinding up food well, if they're passing food nicely. So that's why we use a stethoscope. It's a tool to see what's going on inside through our ears. It's amazing what we can do using all of our senses.
Hi Jammers, it's Dr. Gabby Wild and my dog Pixie Dust, who is a long-haired teacup chihuahua, and we're today getting a wonderful question from Miss Pretty Claw, who wants to know, do dogs get the same common cold that humans get? It's not the same cold that they get, but they do actually still get colds. So with humans, we kind of get a mixed bag of viruses that cause the common cold, like para-influenza, could be coronavirus. When we talk about the flu, we're talking mostly about influenza virus. Now with dogs, the cold is a little bit different. typically speaking, they can get a virus like a parainfluenza virus. They get their own influenza viruses. But generally speaking, the most common cold and upper airway signs that we see with dogs that are infectious in origin is what we call kennel cough. And it's an infectious tracheobronchitis, but we just call it kennel cough. And kennel cough is usually caused by Bordetella bronchoseptica. A long name. It's a bacterial infection, and it often actually has viruses involved with it as well, like in parainfluenza. In fact, we also check for different viruses like canine hepatitis virus. We'll check to see if that's also implicated in the course of disease, or a few other viruses that we check as veterinarians to see when a dog is sick, is it just one virus or just one bacteria? Is it a mixed infection? So there you go. I hope that answered your question about the dog's common cold. Stay wild and play wildly.
Hello Jammers, here in Belize at the Belize Zoo, and behind me is an American crocodile. The American crocodile has a few fun adaptations to them. One is that they're able to close their nares, like their nostrils, and also their oral cavity is able to close as well, so that way when they go underwater they don't swallow too much of the water. Another fun thing about them, because they're reptilian, they are their sex is based off of the temperature at which the eggs are incubated. So if it's very cold, they actually will be females, and if it's warm, they will be males. So it's very important, now that we have some issues with global warming, that we're able to predict if the temperatures are suddenly becoming very, very different, either heating up or cooling down in different areas of the world, based off of how many more males or female crocodiles we're getting. So as we're looking at this guy, we can tell that he's really, really enormous based off of the snout. So you usually measure it from the tip of the snout all the way up until about the eye. And based off of his snout, we can see that he's probably between 9 and 10 feet long. This is a giant crocodile. And you know what they say? According to Peter Pan, you never smile at a crocodile. So apropos named because the national bird of Panama is the harpy eagle. And this is the second largest bird in South America, second only to the Andean condor, and the largest eagle of South America. They have the largest talons of any eagle or any bird, or any raptor. And his main prey will be things such as even monkeys, because he's just so enormous that he's able to capture such large prey. These guys can actually fly up to 80 kilometers per hour, and they're so special because being such a top predator, they indicate how an ecosystem, specifically a rainforest, is doing, because based off of their population tells us specifically how much prey there is to be had. So if there's not much prey, they can't survive. So these guys are really important indicators on how well we're treating our rainforest and how well we're treating our world. Panama, thank you for being so wonderful. I hope all of you jammers are playing wildly and had an amazing time learning about the harpy eagle. Stay well. My head, Cortland, might look like a little kitty cat, like a little Bengal cat they can go buy from your breeder, but this is not a baby. He is a full-grown margay. Generally speaking, margays live to about 30, usually 20, that's the max, in captivity, but unfortunately we don't know how long in the wild. Additionally, they're actually able to walk down a tree head first, which is very, very unique. So, signing off, jammers. I hope you're all playing super wild. George, a beautiful scarlet macaw from the Belize Zoo. There are two subspecies of scarlet macaws, and George, as you can see, isn't a young baby macaw because when they're born, they actually have, like humans, very smooth skin, and he has a few wrinkles. And additionally, the scarlet macaw is the largest species of parrot. They can be up to 33 inches from beak to tail. Oh, you want more? That was an Gabby Wild? I want some more. Thank you very much. Additionally, these guys mate for life. Another thing that's like humans. In captivity, they actually can live up to 75 years. So these guys are really something amazing. Yeah, there's not much in that one. Yeah, I don't like that one either. So there you have it. Meet George the Scarlet Macaw. Stay wild and play wild. Sparkle Pretty Joy wants to know, are there other ways in which you can work with animals other than becoming a vet? And oh my goodness, yes. It's important to remember that being a veterinarian means you have to really like science, and not just any science. You have to like the science of working with blood and handling an animal as a doctor. That might not be everybody's cup of tea. You might enjoy animal behavior. You could get a PhD in ecology and study the ecology of owls or zebras or sharks. You can become a zookeeper. There are so many ways in which you can interact with animals, including also working at a shelter or even just supporting animal conservation groups by going to events and staying involved with wildlife conservation, or even domestic animals such as helping out at shelters. There are just so many ways in which to be involved with animal lives. You don't have to just be a vet. Thank you for that question. Really good.
Jammers, I'm here at the Belize Zoo with George and Pelly. These are brown pelican. Ready? Good girl. Good girl. So what's so interesting about these birds is they can actually hold up to 3 gallons of water in their crop. And when they dive into the water, when they dive into the water to get their fish, they actually will veer to go onto the left side of their body because the right side of the body contains most of their digestive tract. What's beautiful, additionally, Pelly, this is yours. That's your, oh, it's a big fish for you, Pelly. What's beautiful about these birds, they mate and bond for life, similar to parrots. So unfortunately, these birds are thought of as pests because fishermen think that they're competing for the fish. And they're not, but that's why these specific birds are left out here in the open because unfortunately they were so mutilated by fishermen and hacked and injured that they had to have some amputations done in order to save their lives and to protect them. So that's why they're here. And fortunately, we found a pair that love each other and they're living a great life. Oh, you can't in the water. Good job, Pelly. One more for you, George. Good job, George. And that's the brown pelican for you. Stay wild and keep jamming and playing wild. With Bodman. And here we go. We have this love puddle of Coatimundi, which I just like to call Coati. Took a little bit of Bodman, and they call me Queen of the Coatis. Just kidding. I'm not really Queen of the Quash, but I am Gabby Wild, and I'm here to teach you guys a little bit about these really cool animals that are related, as you probably can see, to raccoons, the Procyon family. So what's really cool about them is that they are in a group family bond. So when they're traveling, the best way for them to stay in touch with each other is smell, as you can now tell that how strong their sense of smell is. And additionally, when they're in the bush and in the brush, they follow each other's tails. Also, if they're in the trees, because as you can see, they love climbing trees. When they're in trees, they actually can walk head down because their ankles can also turn 180 degrees. And when they're in a tree, unfortunately, if there's a predator, what they do to help each other survive that incident is they'll all drop down from the tree and go in different directions and scatter. That way they confuse the predator. Additionally, these guys are omnivores, so they'll eat anything from turtle eggs to random tree schmutz, fruit, whatever. Omnivorous, so that means a wide array of whatever they feel like eating, from meat to vegetables and fruits. So that is the Coatimundi, and this is our Central American Coatimundi. Stay wild and play wild, jammers. Jammers, you hear a beautiful scarlet macaw, and right in front of us, jammers, is a termite nest. And as you guys know, termites are very important for the ecology of this entire beautiful rainforest. However, they can also be a little bit destructive. I wanted to show you something kind of cool. So I'm gonna open up this termite nest, and within just a few hours, this will completely rehash itself and reopen. You could actually eat them if you wanted. But what will happen within a few hours, this will be healed with wood chips, and actually they also utilize the older members of their termite society by putting the bodies together to smush this cut that I just made in their home. So there you have it, the termite. Stay wild and play wild, jammers. Flower wants to know, do I work with only endangered species, or do I also work with pets that you can find, like your dog and cat? And actually, I work with all species, endangered, even wildlife and exotic animals that are not endangered, and dogs, cats, horses, sheep, goats, llamas, alpacas, horses, cows, all of them. So that's what a veterinarian does. In order to become a vet, you have to know all species. Then you can specialize if you want to go into a specific field. Sometimes even in veterinary school, you're allowed the opportunity to pick a pathway so you can focus if you do want to be just an equine or horse vet, or just a small animal such as dog and cat vet. Great question. Daredevil Fast Brave asked a question that totally matches the name, which is, what is the most dangerous animal you've ever worked with? Well, I would say any big cat that I've ever worked with, so tigers and jaguars, these big cats, leopards, snow leopards, those probably, I would say tiger and jaguar are the most dangerous animal I've worked with, because when they don't want to work with you, cats in general are very unpredictable, and the speed and the power and the ability at which they can tear you apart is pretty scary. So whenever I work with them, I always put them under sedation, or if you've seen me work with them in other contexts, there's always been a separation. I will never work with those animals unless we have separation or anesthesia or sedation, because safety always comes first.
Jammers, it's Gabby Wild. Crouching Glam Viking wants to know what's the coolest, weirdest, prettiest animal you've ever seen. Well, obviously, since Murphy's right here, I'm going to have to say Murphy. But also, if you guys have never seen an okapi, you must see one of these crazy critters. It's like a giraffe meets a horse, meets a few other weird things along the way, like a zebra. They're these striped creatures that have striped bums and legs. And then they decided, you know what, that's a bit too funky for me. I'm going to go put some brown splotches. And they're actually located, in case you guys want to head out to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, they're found in the northeast of that.
It's Gabby Wild at the Belize Zoo, and behind me are some black howler monkeys. There are 11 species of howler monkey, and what's so cool about this specific New World monkey, besides the fact that we know New World monkeys have prehensile tails, meaning that the tail can hang from a tree or a branch, just kind of like an arm or a finger. Old World monkeys, such as those in Africa, cannot do that. Did you hear that? That is what's also so unique about the howler monkey. They are the second loudest animal in the world. They can be heard for 3 to 4 miles out. Do you know what the first is? The blue whale. So, if you feel your larynx right here on your throat by swallowing, they have a very specialized voice box or larynx that's composed of a pneumatized bone, meaning an aerated bone, that is called the hyoid bone, that is also connected to the larynx, and it's quite enlarged. This larynx is so big that they can project sound that is 3 to 4 miles away. They can also smell 3 kilometers away. I hope you guys learned a lot about the beautiful howler monkey. Stay wild and keep jamming. Gabby Wild at the Belize Zoo, and this is a really special treat to see this little kinkajou because they're nocturnal creatures. They are in the carnivore family, but they actually are mostly frugivores. So they mostly like to have fruits, berries, and actually nectar. So what these guys often do is they actually will go and lick nectar with their very long, sometimes 6-inch tongue, and they'll take that tongue, get the nectar, and in the process of doing that, they pollinate many other trees and other flowers. So this is actually the only carnivore that's also a pollinator. Kinkajous are actually able to walk down a tree head first, which is very, very unique. So, signing off, jammers. I hope you're all playing super wildly.
Jammers, it's Gabby Wild. Chief Pretty Sailor wants to know, what's your favorite animal in the world? That's an impossible question for me, but I might have to say the animal that really got me engrossed in wildlife are Asian elephants, so I'm a big elephant fan. Thanks for the question. Can't wait to
Jammers, it's Gabby Wild. I'm at the Belize Zoo, and we're going to have a little encounter with Junior Buddy. In fact, he's going to give me a giant kiss on my forehead. So Junior Buddy is a jaguar. Jaguars, unfortunately, are threatened. We don't know exactly how many are left. Numbers vary. Around 15,000 is a common number thrown around. They range from Mexico all the way down to Argentina, but we recently found a male in Arizona in the United States. They haven't been in the US for so many years. So jaguars have the most powerful bite out of the entire cat kingdom. In fact, they're the only kitty cats that are able to bite through. Sorry, Bubba. They're the only cats that are able to bite through. Good boy. Things as crazily tough as a turtle shell. We find in their diet over 85 different types of prey, from tapirs to deer to turtles to crocodiles, everything. Good boy. Good. Can you get that, Bubba? Just watching my fingers because I just described how good he is at biting. You tend to find smaller jaguars in Central America and larger ones down in South America. Thank you so much, Junior Buddy. Thank you so much. Hi. Hi, honey.
it's Gabby Wild here at the Belize Zoo with Indy the tapir. I know you look at this and you're like, is it an anteater? Is it a pig? Well, actually, they're quite related to the rhino and the horse. You want some more? You want some more? So they love brush, and they love to have browse and leaves, and additionally, obviously, some carrots. When they gestate, meaning when mummy carries the baby inside her tummy, she has to do it for a little over a year, and when they come out, they're like the cutest animal ever. What's really unique about them, besides the fact that they tend to like lowland forests, they like marshy areas, is actually, in order to go to the bathroom, tapirs have to go in water. So you have to provide a pool for them, otherwise they won't be able to use the restroom. This crazy critter, this crazy looking critter, this Central American tapir, happens to have existed since the age of the dinosaurs. Pretty cool, so stay wild and keep jamming, jammers.
Hey Jammers, did you know that although rainforests cover less than 2% of our planet's surface, they house an estimated 50% of all land life? Ever want to visit a rainforest? Well, you've got me, Gabby Wild, here to take you on my wild adventures into Sumatra, Indonesia.
We are currently in Waikambas National Park, and we're headed just on a whole nature tour to see what we can see. This park is conserving so much more than just trees, just animals. It's conserving an entire ecosystem. So what's so special about tropical rainforests is although they take up such little parts of the world, in total they possess about 80% of all biodiversity. It's a very beautiful system and a very delicate system. Different species do come out at different times of the day, but a really dense amount will start coming around in the evening. So I'm really hoping we hear some cyanide. They're incredibly beautiful. What they do is they call out to each other in an incredible array of song and dance and jubilee.
She has a baby. She's carrying her baby. Absolutely vital during this time they make themselves very comfortable. They stay quiet so as not to attract any predators. The incredible creatures he's priming.
Jammers, it's Gabby Wild. General Cotton Pirate has a great question. What is a biome? A biome is a system of plants and animals in a region that all are affected by each other based on their environmental predictory patterns. There's a confusing point between what's a habitat and what's a biome. A habitat is usually a smaller area that is composed of, just the niche of this animal and the surroundings of that. But a biome can include many different habitats. For example, there's a tropical biome, a polar biome, but there are also different definitions of what a biome is and how you can determine what it is. For example, there are two scientists that say it's mainly based off of temperature and rainfall, and then there's another scientist that says a biome is determined by, yes, temperature, but also all of the patterns of different types of seasonalities of precipitation. And that's what affects the plants and animals. So they all basically talk about the plant and the flora of biomes, and the animals are secondarily affected in most of the definitions.
Hey, Animal Jammers. I'm Dr. Brady Barr, and I'm a scientist that studies animals. I see you found my laboratory, so welcome. It's an awesome place. It's where I like to hang out. I do lots of experiments there, and it's also where I keep all my gear, gadgets, and gizmos. The tools that help me learn more about the planet's amazing animals. So feel free to look around. You can learn more about me and what I do as a scientist, and definitely check out some of my gear. Just don't break anything. Uh-oh. Hey, I gotta run. I gotta cut this short. There's an elephant headed my way. I'm Brady Barr, and I am out! Hey, Animal Jammers. I'm Dr. Brady Barr, and I'm a scientist that studies animals. I see you found my laboratory, so welcome. It's an awesome place. It's where I like to hang out. I do lots of experiments there, and it's also where I keep all my gear, gadgets, and gizmos. The tools that help me learn more about the planet's amazing animals. So feel free to look around. You can learn more about me and what I do as a scientist, and definitely check out some of my gear. Just don't break anything. Uh-oh. Hey, I gotta run. I gotta cut this short. There's an elephant headed my way. I'm Brady Barr, and I am out! Hey, Animal Jammers. Dr. B here, and I got my daughter Isabella with me, and we're in my top secret laboratory. And we got something fun to show you today. This morning when we woke up, we heard a strange noise outside, and Isabella said, "Daddy, what is that?" So we went outside and we looked up in the sky, and what did we see?
Ducks.
Ducks. We saw a flock of ducks flying overhead. And they were quacking. Wah, 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 wah. That's how it sounded, right?
Yeah.
And it gave us a great idea. For an experiment, we're going to show you how to make two different devices that make bird sounds, bird calls. One sounds like a duck or a goose, whereas the other sounds like
A chicken.
a chicken. And they're easy. For the first one, you're going to need some straws, plastic straws like these, right?
Yeah.
And all you have to do is flatten out one end of the straw, right?
Yes.
Just flatten it out. Pinch it. You can even bite it, right? If you have teeth. Isabella's missing a lot of her teeth. But you flatten it out. You can push it down on the table, bite it with your molars, but flatten it out. Then you take a pair of scissors and you just make two cuts, and be very careful with your scissors because we don't want any accidents. But you want to cut the corners off of one end of the straw so it looks like that, right, Isabella?
Yeah.
You cut that corner off, and then you turn it and you cut that corner off. So it comes to a point like that. Then you flatten it out again, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to bite mine. And then you put it in your mouth and you blow. That sounds like the ducks, right? Yours sounds more like a hippopotamus. It's like this. That's like a duck or a goose, right? And how does that work? Well, here's how it works. When we cut the plastic into a point and then we blow over it, we blow air over it, the plastic vibrates, and that's what makes the sound. Now, in our second experiment, you're going to need a plastic cup, and it also involves vibrations. That's what makes sound. Any kind of plastic cup will do. I mean, we got a red one and we got a clear one. That's all you need. You're also going to need a nail or a screw, because what you want to do is you want to puncture the bottom of your plastic cup, and I like to use a screw because you can turn it. You don't have to push it real hard. Is I put the screw in the bottom of the plastic cup and I just turn it a few times and it makes a hole in the bottom. Once you have a hole in the bottom of your plastic cup, you're going to need a piece of string. You want to stick your piece of string through the bottom of the cup. The very end of the string, you take a paper clip and you just tie the string to the paper clip. Can you do that?
Yep.
Are you good at tying knots?
Really good.
Just tie any kind of knot you can so the paper clip won't go through the hole. So see, I got my paper clip tied on there. Isabella, you got yours?
Yep.
Okay. Then pull the string all the way through till the paper clip is at the top of the cup like that. Alright, we both have our string through our plastic cup. The last thing you're going to need for this bird call is a wet paper towel.
Yeah.
Just take a paper towel, a small piece, and it's wet, and then what do you do next, Bob?
You hold it and
Yeah. That's it, listen. Sounds like a chicken, right? That's right. Sounds like a chicken. Let's do it again. You ready? That is funny. So here, you be the chicken and I'll be the duck. So there you go. Got a duck or
a chicken.
a chicken. Now, again, we said, how does this work? Well, for the duck call, it's the pieces of plastic vibrating together which makes the noise. On the chicken call, it's the vibration of the string on the cup. And the cup serves as what's called a sounding board. And it's a lot like a musical instrument, like a guitar or
A violin.
or a cello or even a piano. Those all have sounding boards and they have strings. And the vibration of the string is amplified or made louder by the sounding board. So whether it's our duck call or our chicken call, around vibrations, either the vibration of the plastic or the vibration of the string being transmitted or amplified, made louder by the sounding board. So there you go. 2 easy, fun experiments to do at home with nothing more than plastic straws, plastic cups, a piece of string. What's that?
A paper clip.
Paper clip and a small screw. And the last thing?
Paper towel that's wet.
Wet paper towel. There you go. You can make some fun bird calls with just these items. Thanks, Isabella.
Thank you, Daddy.
Yeah. Till next time, we're out. Hey, Animal Jammers, Dr. B here, and I'm with my daughter Isabella, and we're in my top secret laboratory today because I guess they didn't see my do not disturb sign.
Come back later, please.
Okay, I think we're good to go. Today, we're going to show you how to do an easy experiment, which is a whole lot of fun. And the only things you're going to need are a plastic soda container or a glass soda bottle, drink the soda or pour it out, you need it empty. You're going to need some water. What is that thing? I know you like those.
Balloons.
You're going to need a balloon and
Lemons.
you're going to need lemon juice, either a lemon or some lemon juice, and this stuff called baking soda. Your mom and dad will know what it is. So to begin the experiment, you take your empty container and you pour some water in it. Oh, about an ounce or two. Not too much water. Just enough to fill the bottom. About like that, right? And then we're going to pour in our baking soda. And to make it easier, I use a piece of paper and we make what's called a funnel. And that just helps us Isabella, if I hold the funnel, can you pour the baking soda in?
Yep.
So I use my funnel like that. Can you pour it in there? Okay, perfect. So now we've got our baking soda and our water in our soda container. I'm going to put my thumb over the end of it and I'm going to shake it up. What you want to do is you want that baking soda to dissolve. Right? And it doesn't take long. Just swirl it around, shake it. Hey Jammers, here's a question from Princess Magic Moon, and she asks, how many Siberian tigers are left in the wild? Oh man, that's a great question. I love tigers. Siberian tigers are the largest tiger species found.
Hey, Jam. Hey, Jammer. I just got a question from Mythical Snowy Moon.
Yes.